Hey everyone, well, here's day number 6 of me trying to, take my hat off here. I thought it was gonna rain some, so now I have hat head. Uh, Love this straw hat here. It keeps the sun out of my face, so I really like it, but also makes a lot of shadow. I'm sitting here on my community plot. If I walk around a little bit, uh, you can see it. It looks like it's in production right now, which it is. This is in northern Sweden. It's one of the ways in which I help to supplement our family with doing organic food. So it's organic vegetables. I have berries and everything here. Today I can show you that I have rhubarb. So everything's organic here. So I don't use any chemicals. Everything's always back into the whole ecological system. But rhubarb, I'm gonna make some rhubarb pie for my wife tonight. And I also have picked dandelion flowers because I'm gonna make some dandelion syrup and my asparagus. These are green asparagus, but I have a tarp on top of it so they become a little pale green. These are gonna be extra tender for dinner tonight. What does this have to do with ministry? Well, I mean, obviously living in Sweden and doing a church plant means that we don't have a lot of money, and our church doesn't have a lot of money, and that's why we're asking people to support our ministry. Some of you have seen me on my motorcycle. A motorcycle I got was actually from my dad when he passed away. So my dad was never a part of my life. It's one of the things that drives me in ministry. So when I'm reaching out to young people, when I'm reaching out, especially to young men who may have a dad who's distant, maybe a lot of people come here from different countries and their parents are left in another country. We have a lot of guys coming here from Afghanistan, totally without family. And so one of the ways in being able to reach out is to reach out to young men and to show them that first, being an older man, you can have a relationship with an older man, and I don't beat anybody or threaten anyone. It's to show them love, the love of Jesus, and hopefully that leads them to that discussion. Through the years, we've had lots of discussions with young men about why do I believe what I believe, and we'll have these wild, crazy debates, maybe sometimes 25 people after our church service. They'll come to the church late at night and they'll say, hey, Ed, can we talk? Or, hey, my mom's sick, can you pray for my mom? I know I don't really believe in Jesus or anything, but you said that he can help. And so that's just one of the ways, is that using something that was really painful for me from my own past is then transformed by Jesus to use that. And I'm really grateful. The only thing I've ever received from my father, and this is it's a very personal thing to share, but my dad left us when we were small children. He never paid child support. He never had any kind of care for us in that kind of way. The last 10 years of his life, my dad became a believer in Jesus Christ. We established a relationship, and were able to talk. I mean, he was never like daddy or anything, but my dad, when he died, he left me his motorcycle. And that motorcycle, actually, he would never let me touch the motorcycle when he was alive. I said, why don't you teach me how to ride? Never gonna happen. And then my dad passed away. This motorcycle is also used in a way for me to reach out to young people. They see this priest driving around on a motorcycle, and they're like, what's going on here? And in Sweden, I can say that being African American, driving a motorcycle, these are things that God has used in order to open the door to ministry. These are things I want to do full time, not just whenever I have time over. Because I believe that reaching out to the next generation, reaching out to young people and young adults, reaching out to families of small children, is going to be the thing that's where I think we need to put our energy at. Of course, reaching anyone, anywhere, reaching older people and everything like that. But I believe that these families, these young families with small children, I believe in the youth and reaching out to the children. I believe in reaching out through confirmation. This is an area where we know that a lot of churches don't seem to be reaching people in that kind of way. So we want to do that. We want to do our part. So our part is not just to establish a Christian community that will be sort of a little oasis for Christian people to hide at. It's really more to build a community that's so open that non-Christian people can also be brought into that family in a relatively easy manner. We preach the Bible. Our sermons on Sunday are not seeker-friendly in that regards. We're preaching the Bible because we want to encourage our members and equip the members to reach people in their own network. So sometimes you'll see me post things on the motorcycle. I did not buy that motorcycle. That I can tell you that much. But God has taken a painful thing and turned that into something that's been used in ministry. Just like this garden. I think I said before, it costs $60 a year for this plot that's about 100 square meters with the water included. And here I have my gooseberries, I have my blackberries, I have my currants, I have black currants. That's enough for me to make jam and jelly and things like that. So we don't really have to I have strawberries, so we don't have to buy those kind of things. That just helps to stretch that dollar a little bit longer, I'm growing 4 different kinds of potatoes. So there's, because there's different kinds of potatoes that you use for different purposes. So we will have potatoes almost the whole year. So now our potato crop is done. And I don't have any more potatoes at home. I only have what's in the ground. So it's going to take and that happens about at the end of every winter. They start to sprout. I have to put them back in the ground, start new potatoes. But I'm trying to hopefully get some collard greens growing this year. And why does this have to do with ministry? Well, it actually helps to connect. So here on this place where I'm at here, we have people from different countries, different nationalities. I remember one guy, he was from Kurdistan, and we were talking. He's like, "Oh, I've seen you sometimes come by and water the grass with your priest thing on. Are you a minister?" "Oh, yeah. I've been ordained as a priest in the Church of Sweden." "Really?" And we started talking. He asked me, "Do you really believe in God?" I said, "Yes." And then one day he came to me and he says, I have really bad back pain. Do you think God can help me?" I said, "I don't know. I can't bend God's arm, but I can pray for you. Am I going to pray in Jesus' name if that's okay?" Yeah, pray in Jesus' name. That's okay. Put my hands on him, prayed for him in Jesus' name, and the pain in his back went away. That started a friendship, and it started a sort of friendship with, so the section I'm in our association, most of the people here come from the Middle East. And that section all the way over there, so if I walk over here, pointing in this direction here, most of those people, a lot of people are more Swedish in that side, and they're more in the Middle East here. Some people from Africa, a little bit over there. But I'm kind of isolated here in this sea from the Middle East. But it's been really great. People come out, they grill. Right now there's no one here, but people come out, they grill. They often share things. They'll pick my raspberries, or they'll pick some of my berries, and they'll tell me, "Hey, pick some of your berries." All right. They'll give me some cucumbers or something for it. I mean, it's always a big exchange thing. That gives an opportunity. And I said to you before that ministry in Sweden is long term. You can't come here and after a couple of months, 10,000 people came to faith. It's not like that here. You've got to build relationships. They've got to see consistency in your life. So ministry here in Scandinavia and Sweden is way different than maybe going to some place in the 1040. But people here are really hurting for fellowship. People don't feel well psychologically, so we have a lot, we call it psykologisk ohälsa, and it's just an unhealthy psychology. A lot of people just don't feel good, in spite of the fact that we're living in a very safe place with abundance of water and food and things like that. So my garden is also a way for me to sort of relax and to recharge my batteries from a week of ministry and a week of serving people, as well as provide for my family, like I said before. A lot of the vegetables, we have salad coming out now. So there's a way for us to sort of stretch our money to make it last. And it gives opportunities. So the motorcycle and the garden are two things that God has used in my life to bless other people. I don't think that ministry always has to be all that complicated. I think that if you live consistently as a Christian and you live as a Christian in front of other people, you don't hide your faith. Everyone here knows that I'm a Christian. Everyone knows I work in the church. But what happens is that consistency over time, I've found that God uses that to open a conversation whether it's praying for someone and then building a friendship and then, sharing the gospel with that person. But it does take several years to get to that point. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that today. It's going to start raining soon, so I've got to pack everything up. I'm going to go home and get the asparagus and the rhubarb. I'm going to take the rhubarb and make some rhubarb pie for dinner tonight. We can have with ice cream. And that's pretty much about it. This is not a place where we hang out and grill or anything. This is a place where it's a production garden. There's always compost somewhere in some bag or something. There's always something that's happening somewhere else. But it's what it is. And it helps out. I'm really thankful to God for the low price and for the ability to help out with food for my family and everything. Right. So that was that. If you have any other questions about ministry in Sweden, what life is like, moving into a culture without a mission organization to help you out, just moving in and learning the language and learning the culture, the sort of the hard way of making mistakes and doing things. I have a lot of funny stories to tell about. I'll be telling those in upcoming episodes or anything. But I want to say that being in a secular country like Sweden has been sometimes the most frustrating thing, that I've ever experienced. And at the same time, it's been something where you're just totally elated and you're praising God and you're reaching out and talking to God, because things happen. I mean, we are one of the most secularized countries in the world here in Sweden. Most people almost everyone is atheist all around you. They don't want to talk about God. They don't want to talk about religion, and yet still it happens. God opens up doors. God gives opportunity, and it happens. So I'm saying this not for people to feel frustrated, but to know that if you're supporting us, if you're supporting me, then that's what you're supporting. You're supporting a person who is entrenched in a community that I wasn't born into a place where we're actually able to minister to people. And one of the things in our multicultural community is that we're able to minister to people who go back to their home country and maybe start a Bible study group, or maybe go back and they can help out at the local church. Some people have come to faith here. I remember, and I'll tell that story later in the next episode, because tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is the day of Pentecost. And I want to tell you a story about a couple of people who we were able to baptize several years ago, and what that's meant for us and what it's meant for these people. Okay? Well, that's pretty much that. That's all I have to say for today. I hope that you will continue to look for an opportunity for your life to be a blessing for other people, for your life to be used by God, and for you to also even be received and be touched by someone else. It's a great opportunity, this give and take that God gives us, that's called, discipleship and evangelism. I'm looking forward to preaching tomorrow. Obviously, you can always watch our sermon, which is going to be on our Facebook page, www.crossculture.se. Tomorrow is a new episode. Also, in our podcast, we have our podcast is not like, okay, let's sit down. Are we going to be really, super like that? It's really about a thing called fika. Fika is something that happens in Sweden, and we sit down together, my co-host Lynn and I, and we talk about issues that people have written into us and say, can you talk about this? And we say with a lot of humor. Some people don't like the humor and everything, but it's been a great opportunity for us to reach out to people, and some people have found their way to the church through the podcast. Fika for Life. I'll put it on at the end of this episode. So tomorrow, Sunday, you can tune in, or you can watch all the other years, the other episodes of our podcast, or you can listen to the sermon. 2:00 in the afternoon, Swedish time. So if you're in California, that's 9 hours earlier. Okay, that is a 9-hour difference from California. Wherever you're at in the world, let us know. You can just watch it when you wake up, because we do have them on YouTube. All right. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord watch over you. And may He fill you with His presence and fill you with His peace. May He watch over yours and you. And may you have a blessed day or a blessed evening wherever you're at in the world. Hey, everyone. See ya. Bye-bye.